I love Redbox. Can I just say that I absolutely love the idea of. I only wish I would have thought of it first. I'm talking about the Redbox video rental kiosks you see outside of McDonald's and now in a lot of grocery stores, etc. I can go online and pick movies, check availability for the Redbox in my neighborhood, etc. And anything I rent is only $1 a night. Talk about the perfect low-maint business that is kicking Blockbuster and Netflix butt, and is providing a major service to people like me that are absolutely in love with the concept. I wonder what other businesses could be converted to employee-less kiosks, in order to kill the competition? Hackjack. Automation is definitely something we look for. In the We Had This Week, we talked about and fine-tuned the long-term plan and direction with a new criteria, automation and or mailbox money. We had some items listed in the long-term hold plan that are now going to be eliminated because they don't meet the automation criteria. We have a similar system here in Montreal called Dollar Cinemas. I've never actually been there to either see or rent movies, but these establishments seem to spread like wildfire. There are at least 10 in the city. It's cheaper than any of the rental stores, so I just go straight to Redbox now. And before I leave the house I pull up their website to check availability. So no more getting down there like Blockbuster only to find out that the movie I want is sold out. I hate that. When I'm done, if I get it back to the box before 7 the next day and I can return to any box anywhere, it's only $1 buck. If I don't return it on time, it adds just to $1 buck a day, no late fees, etc. At 25 days the charges cease and I own the movie. Maybe one for gamed machine or PC software would take off, where you could buy or rent copies of popular games and software. Hackjack. Just got one in the new Harris Teeter up the road. I've seen it before but never knew how it worked till the other day when I stopped to check it out. Seems like a solid concept. I have a couple of friends that use it. I'll probably give it a try this week. I used Redbox for the first time this weekend. What a great system with complete automation. It was really easy and convenient. The key to making it work for you is to return immediately. The profit in the business model is derived under the assumption that you will not return the movie in 24 hours. Also, this service has an endangered business model as internet downloads will put it into extinction within 2 to 5 years. Nonetheless, I will use the service again. How have I never heard of this thing? What a great idea. I agree that it will probably be obsolete within a few years as on-demand TV gets easier and cheaper. But what a convenience now. The fact that I can rent a movie for cheaper than 15 years ago makes it very worth it. Besides, how often do you watch a rented movie more than once? A question along those lines that I have often wondered is how many times does a person watch a DVD that they own? I know of people who run out and buy a DVD the day that Walmart first has it available. They own literally hundreds of DVDs and VHS tapes, for that matter, but I know they have probably only watched them at most a couple of times each. Myself, I have never been a big fan of buying a movie just because I know that I can go rent it anytime I want to see it, and still not clutter up my house. And with the future on movie downloads, getting a movie will be even easier. This might seem controversial, but I have noticed that many of the people who tend to collect these movies come from a lower socioeconomic background, and don't really look at it like a waste of money and space. My whole point being that I think buying DVDs is a waste of money. Major note here. I would exclude children's programming DVDs because I know people definitely watch those more than once or twice. My own mother has a closet full of old VHS tapes. I used to bag on her about the financial imprudence of buying movies but find it a lost cause now. She enjoys it like it's some kind of hobby. Nonetheless, I couldn't agree with you more. There's a flaw in your opinions. The FDMB and PDVD, jiggy. I waiting to rent it on Netflix SMXB. I saw this kind of system 16 years ago. I can see this really hurting Blockbuster and some of the other rental businesses, essentially stealing market share away because this is cheaper, better, faster. What other businesses can you think of that could have their market share stolen away by such a cheaper, better, faster, automated service? Cheers, Hackjack Coffee. This was a great idea. I hate Blockbuster after they raised the monthly price for online and claimed that they sent email to everyone stating they're raising the price. If you don't reply within certain time they'll go ahead and raise the price. I never got any emails from them. I thought it was a reason for them to just kick the price higher. Wow, if only these would have been around when my dad had his vending business. Then again, he should have came up or the idea, frying pan moving forward. A fast lane concept from this is not only figuring out an automated service similar to this, but finding another aspect of life that can be simplified and will make the big boxcos sweat when you're operating at much lower costs and pulling wicked profits. SMXB off the top of my head there's nothing, but I'm glad that I take public transportation and can view others to get an idea of what part of their life I can make easier and fulfill a need. In this case, nobody really needs convenient video service, but Redbox's creator just came up with something so innovative that PPL ate it up. Redbox probably will do quite well in recessionary times. Even my mother, whom I written about above, has started going to Redbox and does about 3 movies per week. She loves that 4 movies cost the same as one Blockbuster. If the older generation can do it, anyone can. I'm not sure how they're able to make a profit with their current business model and wonder if they are just trying to establish a customer base before they raise their prices. Surely it must cost them more than they are earning. If they have to pay $100 per movie or whatever, then they rent it out, pay electricity, service costs, website costs, IT costs, etc. Hackjack. I've been looking at buying into their stock and I don't do stocks. I think it's a great idea, and I'm not sure about the extinction comment unless the downloadability allows the saving of the movie. One still has to get it to their TV, otherwise watch it on their PC I guess, unless you buy equipment to filter through to the tube, which brings its own hassles. The HBOs and Showtimes are just about useless anymore for any good movies, unless you want to pay extra through on demand. You're watching old movies that everyone has seen 100 times. I think the Redbox idea has lots of potential. CDs still sell, although I know in greatly reduced numbers relative to years ago, and I think this will sustain the long haul. Everyone I know that's used it loves it, evidenced by comments here too! For those that don't know, the business is half owned by the McDonald's Corporation. They must see something in it. I'll bet McDonald's took a 50% stock position simply for the rights to put the Redbox at every one of their locations. Probably didn't cost them a dime, and totally worth it for the founders of Redbox to get that kind of exposure and instant brand recognition and trust. Hackjack. I'd say the future is definitely online downloads, such as the DivX technology proves now. I prefer downloading movies online than attaching them to my HD TV. The combination of downloading and streaming make it almost instantaneous. I won't even get cable or satellite anymore. Of course, some of the websites are on the fringe of legal, however, most are not. Lost, etc. In fact, the technology to play games better than Xbox and PlayStation 3 over the web is available now, just really expensive. It would cost the consumer $99 per month at current technology costs today. Not to mention the internet connection has to be high bandwidth and reliable, to which no provider in the USA are reliable yet. Side note, Anyone think Verizon's Fios is any faster than high broadband DSL? It's not, because their hubs are built and wired the same and still sharing the connection with thousands of families. Great marketing though, and in the future it will probably be faster if everything goes fiber optic. Unfortunately for Verizon, global wide area network technology will kill any other web connection in the near future. The biggest problem with Redbox is time. If you run it to return your DVD and there's a line of 2 people waiting to either get a DVD or return one, you will spend 10 to 15 minutes there. As to how they make money? I once stood behind a guy who returned 2 movies and paid $22 in late fees. I've also noticed that more and more movies are out whenever I scroll through their selections. Must mean more people are using it or just not returning movies. Yeah, if you don't return a move, it costs you $1 per day until you return it, but then you own it after a certain number of days, I believe, like 28 ? I wonder what they are paying for the DVDs, because I know when I looked into opening a video rental shop like 10 years ago, you had to pay $100 per movie if you planned to rent them out. So it would take you literally months or a year to recoup your costs to buy the movies. Maybe things are cheaper now, Hackjack. I'd imagine it went down now that they have the no more late fees, and even Blockbuster has if it's more than 3 days late, you pay the price of the movie. Not sure if it was ever an unlimited fine, a la the episode of Seinfeld where he had a $10K plus fine for a late book, or just always late this long and you pay for it. Either way, that's just extortion, asking video store owners, especially small-time ones, to pay $100 or movie when I'm sure Blockbuster and Hollywood both get pretty good deals for buying in bulk. I could see asking more than retailer to pull some type of profit. My neighbor run a video production business. We have chatted over drinks and he didn't get me specifics, but he used to supply Blockbuster. He had said they are so aggressive on their negotiation you can rarely make more than cost on the deal. Not sure what that comes to, but I assume it's pretty low. It did however allow him to bring his average cost down quite a bit, which is why people bid on this business. He no longer supplies the mainstream and has moved to more niche videos with higher margins. Some of his stuff is pretty obscure. His catalogs get sent to Danielle and I by accident sometimes. A few months ago I walked into a Hollywood video and was going to rent the movie Sunshine for $3.99. I passed the previewed DVD display and all their DVDs were 50% off. I thumbed through it and ended up buying the movie for $1.99. Something is seriously wrong with their business model. I know that Netflix pays for a distribution license. They buy large lots of DVDs and burn the videos onto them, which means they pay for a digital right to distribute. If Redbox modified their model to hold 1,000 blank DVDs in each box and burned them in the box itself, they could replenish their supply. All the equipment necessary would get in the box. Of course they can't burn them right at the order time, but they could have 20 or so of each pre-burned and burn new ones as each gets rented. Maybe this is what they do now. It would make their revenue model profitable. Good news for Redbox, more selection to come. My best friend works as one of the lead manufacturing managers on the Redbox product. The company is based out Canada, but the Redbox itself is manufactured out of NC. The company is currently in the development and trial stages of entering new target markets. They are targeting women and children with their new products. Someone mentioned game and PC software as a potential area to target. From my understanding, they already have some units either in the testing stages at the manufacturing facility or in the field at specific locations testing the demand for this service. They are also in the process of implementing a box that supplies makeup, adult toys for women, and etc. The company owner and CEO meet in NC once a month to go over their current strategies and designs. Redbox sues 20th Century Fox. It appears that some production companies are not happy with Redbox cutting into their sales. They are now trying to delay the release of DVDs to Redbox by 30 to 45 days. Redbox should win this one. Let's hope so anyway. What would we do without our $1 rentals? Gee, Alexander. In the Win an iPod thread we busted on Coinstar. Did you know Coinstar owns Redbox? I remember as a kid in the apartment building me and my family lived in at the time, right by the gym or pool area, there was a VHS rental kiosk where you rented movies at $1 to $2 a day. This was back in 1993. Kiosks are good business, just look at Japan. When I went there you can order dinner from a kiosk. I love Netflix. A euro broken bar. I held out for the longest time until the cable raised it our euro TMS prices on VOD movies. It just made me mad when it was $5.99 to watch a movie. It our euro TMS, the principle of the thing. I gave in and it our euro TMS been great. I line up the movies I want to watch and I don't euro TMT have to hurry to watch them. I won't euro TMT forget about a movie that I wanted to see and the selection is great. I also love that I can watch some movies over the internet. I like to put on a documentary when I am working on simple things. I move it over to my second screen and keep working. I have looked at those video machines and most of the movies I have seen and they don't euro TMT have any that interests me in that moment. I helped my mother go through boxes in her basement and pull out their DVDs. Euro broken bar. She loves to shop for DVDs. Throughout the years, she had many duplicates. Sigh. But, I got her on Netflix and they love it. And the best part, she doesn't euro TMT buy DVDs anymore. So assume someone wanted to start something like this. Where would he get the equipment? I wonder when Blue Box, or Black Box will come out. The service is awesome, the waiting in the line part sucks. The entire process of waiting for the DVD to come out and returning it back horrible. Whoever can take this same concept and improve speed of the above problems would give Redbox a run for the money. Quick solution would be to add additional screens, create a slot just for returns, make the internal robots faster, etc. There is $1 million idea, take it and run with it. What other kiosk ideas would work? How about cold dinner that you microwave at universities or condo complexes? I remember when I was in Japan 2 years ago they have a kiosk for almost everything you can imagine. That's actually a great idea. A vending machine in the dorm that dispenses microwavables, cold microwavable dinners, popcorn, etc. I got a movie tonight and saw they hit 1 billion rentals. I'm seeing a lot of them at 7-Elevens now. It used to just be King Soopers and McDonald's. Redbox has only been around for 6 years. Wow. Just 6 years after making its debut, Redbox has rented its 1 billionth movie. On Sunday, September 5th, a kiosk in Tampa, Florida dispensed Clash of the Titans, which officially became the company's billionth rental. The company now has more than 24,000 rental kiosks throughout the US. From those thousands of locations, Redbox says users rent an average of 9.5 million rentals a week. While Redbox has been successful in its kiosk business, it is looking to expand its services with Blu-ray rentals and possibly launching a streaming service by the end of the year. The company has already made Blu-ray discs available in more than half of its kiosks around the US, with those discs available for $1.50 a night. Good stuff. We got 'em out here too. I wonder if they trade, as I know Netflix stock blasted off to the moon, but I myself wasn't too happy with them due to having to always wait to get the movies I really wanted to see. If Redbox can produce, and goes or is public, it may turn out to be a good trader. With Netflix's ability to stream through the Wii, I don't even see Redbox lasting that long. We watch maybe 4 hours of TV per month all on the Wii. It's very convenient with no commercials. I agree. I think in 2 years, Redbox will be gone too. The changes are happening so fast. I've been watching streaming movies from the internet. In a few years, the need to leave your house to get a movie will be a thing of the past. I was watching a teen movie last night from the mid-90s and I couldn't but laugh at the school scenes when they showed all the kids lined up at the payphones talking. I was like, OMG, that's right. They didn't have cell phones back then. Yes. The 3 problems I have with Redbox are: 1. Having to drive and stand in line usually to rent or return a movie. 2. Availability of new releases. 3. Limited selection of movies. Internet streaming would definitely cure all 3 of those issues, as long as the price is right and the streaming itself doesn't have any issues. I'm actually surprised Blockbuster is still kicking, albeit not very much, with the saturation Redbox, Netflix, etc. have now. This is the problem I had with Netflix when I was using them last year. Also, the movies I streamed online were limited. I haven't been with them for over a year now, but have they gotten any better? Also, I haven't tried Redbox yet. If you're late returning something, I'm assuming they charge the card. Their streaming service has a limited selection and it is the main drawback, but they are adding daily. In 2 years, however, which in internet time is like 2 decades, this shouldn't be a problem. Couldn't Redbox increase its survival chances if they make deals that ensure that they get the newer movies first, with a bit of time for exclusivity? I am all for never leaving my house to see movies, including new movies. I always wonder if they would release new movies to be streamed, if I paid $10 to $20 to have it. I know it would be the death knell for movie theaters, as well as some profitability for the movie industry. I just wonder how long it is before this happens. Arjun, you hit a key point. Niches. New releases would be a niche. While they can make decent money, the powerhouse will be the bulk supplier.